Now I'd like to talk about an idea which is used a lot in engineering and project management that can be a big cause of delays for us. If you're not familiar with this idea, in a similar way that the neck of a wine bottle limits its flow when you pour it, a bottleneck is something that is limiting us. So when you're working towards a goal, you may have several things to do, and there might be this one little thing or not, or this big thing that might be delaying other tasks or might even be preventing other things from starting. So getting stuck with one task can be really frustrating. So how can we solve these bottlenecks? Ideally, you should prevent them. If you can make your tasks as independent from one another as possible, that might be an idea. Sometimes this is simply not possible because one task might start after you finish something. And another idea might be if you have a detailed action plan, you can check those tasks that would take longer than the rest, those that would take a lot of time. If those are priority tasks, for sure you will start on them because they take longer, they're important, so there's pretty much no question about it. But even those tasks that might look insignificant, but if these tasks can impact other important tasks, then they have the potential to delay you overall. So these tasks might even be critical. So what you can do here, you can even label them as important because even though they might not look important themselves, they might delay your whole goals. So it might be a good opportunity to review your action plan and see which tasks have this potential and start working on them. Now, if you have already reached this bottleneck, then you have to face it. One idea might be to try to speed up this task or this process. So what you can do here, you can try to focus more on this task. If you can also consider delegating this task if you can find a candidate that can do it much faster than you. If you have already delegated this task, then you might even consider finding another candidate that might do this task faster. Or you might even, depending on the task, you might even try to get more people to work on the task in addition to you. So basically you will allocate more resources to this task that is delaying you. All these solutions will apply better and worse depending on what you're working on. Another idea might be to rethink what you're working on, to rethink this task. Maybe if it doesn't work for this time, you might use these ideas for the next time if you need to work on that task again. So you can rethink on how to do the task differently and faster. Now let's imagine that we reach this scenario on which we have a bottleneck and there's not a lot we can do about it. Sometimes bottlenecks can be quite natural. And let's say that you need to wait for this task to be done and you don't need to involve too much. What you should definitely not do is just focus too much on how much time you need to wait, because according to Parkinson's law, you're not going to be very proactive here. You're just going to adapt to the time left. So here, when you have some time left, you can use this time. For example, you can focus on other goals that you might have, or even you can start working on these things that you had pending that might not be very important, but you still need to work on them sooner or later. In any case, keep an eye on bottlenecks and try to fight against those that you can, because they can be a big cause of delays.